My name is Terrence Harmon, and this is my TED Talk. Managing depression and anxiety can be a lifelong and difficult process, but there are some productive tactics, maneuvers, tips, and tricks that can be applied to help relieve the anxiety and manage the depression. In no way, shape, or form do I claim to be an expert on the topics, nor are the things I will be discussing the only ways to battle depression and anxiety. Throughout this TED Talk, I aim to identify and define what depression is and ways to reduce the symptoms, as well as identifying and defining anxiety disorders and ways to relieve those symptoms as well, outside of taking medication. Depression is defined by the American Psychiatric Association as a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects the way you think, how you feel, and act. It can cause feelings of sadness and or loss in interest in activities that were once enjoyed. It can also lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems and can decrease a person's ability to function at work, at home, and at school. Symptoms of depression can range from mild to severe and must be consistent for at least 2 weeks and include, but are not limited to, the following: feeling sad or having a depressed mood, loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed, changes in appetite, either weight loss or gain unrelated to dieting, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, loss of energy or increased fatigue, increase in purposeless physical activity like handwriting or pacing, or slowed movements in speech or other actions that are observable by others, feeling worthless or guilty, difficulty thinking, concentrating, or making decisions, and even thoughts of death and suicide. Also, according to the American Psychiatric Association, depression affects an estimated 1 in every 15 adults, 6.7% of people in any given year, and that 1 in 6 people, 16.6%, will experience depression in some form at some point in their life. Depression can occur at any time and at any age, but on average, people experience their first bout with depression in their late teens to their mid-20s. Women are more likely to experience depression than men are, and some studies show that 1/3 of women will experience a major depressive episode in their lifetime. Although there lies some similarities between grief and depression, they are different, and those differences will dictate the support and treatment needed. Now, anxiety disorders is defined by the American Psychiatric Association as a normal reaction to stress in some instances, and in some instances can be beneficial. Differing from normal feelings of nervousness and anxiousness, though, anxiety disorders are excessive in nature. Being the most common form of mental disorders, anxiety affects roughly 30% of adults at some point in their lifetime. But it is treatable with a number of effective treatment methods that allow people to lead normal, productive lives. Anxiety refers to anticipation of a future concern or fear, and is associated with muscle tension and avoidance behavior. Fear is the emotional response to an immediate threat and is more associated with a fight or flight reaction, stay and fight or try to escape. Anxiety can cause people to avoid work, school, and personal relationships and other obligations that they may have, hinder your ability to function normally, and decrease your performance. Also, according to the American Psychiatric Association, there's roughly 6 main types of anxiety disorders, beginning with generalized anxiety, panic disorder, phobias, agoraphobia, social anxiety disorder, and separation anxiety. Now, although the root cause of anxiety disorders is currently unknown, a combination of several factors, including genetic, environmental, psychological, and or developmental issues or stresses, can produce anxiety. Some symptoms of anxiety disorder range from mild to severe, and according to the Mayo Clinic, symptoms include the following but are not limited to: feeling nervous, restless, or tense, having an increased heart rate, sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired, having trouble sleeping, having the urge to avoid things that trigger your anxiety, and hyperventilation. Now, to help reduce your depression symptoms, try to eat a healthy diet and avoid alcohol and other like depressant substances that will further increase your depression symptoms. Regular exercise can also help create positive feelings within you and also improve your mood. And also trying to get enough sleep on a more regular scheduled basis and finding productive ways to express your feelings like painting, crafting, sculpting, etc. Also, setting personal goals and rewarding yourself for accomplishing them, spending time with your loved ones, or just spending time in nature can help reduce your depressive symptoms. Now, to reduce your anxiety symptoms, some of the tips previously discussed to help with depression can be applied. But in addition to those, there are meditation and stress management techniques that can be applied, like taking breaks or having a social support group, either online or in person, can also help with managing your anxiety. Remembering to smile and laugh and can also positively affect your mood. Another trick to help in a moment of an anxiety attack is biting into a lemon. Biting into the outside of a lemon when you're feeling anxious and has been not proven but has been shown to take your mind off of whatever is causing the anxiety and help relieving some of those symptoms that you're experiencing. Avoiding caffeine and further understanding your specific form of anxiety can also lead to further professional help and other support group options. I urge you, if you ever feel like you're depressed or struggling with your anxiety, to reach out to someone for help. Dealing with either one of these, let alone together, can be extremely challenging. And a good, strong personal support group goes a long way. Whether it's family members, cousins, siblings, coaches, teachers, counselors, mentors, etc., etc. Just having people there to support you goes a long way. There are many there are many formal organizations and resources available out there that also offer assistance with dealing with depression and anxiety. And in addition to the tips I've provided, these are just some things that are within your control that you can do to help improve your symptoms and your condition. Thank you, and this is my TED Talk.